Hello, everyone again. Hello, everyone again. This is Antonio, and I'm coming at you with another exciting video. Now, you see the thumbnail, you see the title. We are clearly speaking about three separate cases of insurance fraud that absolutely uh, was uncalled for. This is saying you are doing stuff in broad daylight and thinking that you will not get caught. Now, honestly, we all, when I say all, we all have done fraudulent. I don't care how clean and whatever you think you are, we all have done something fraudulent in our lifetime. But I got three separate incidents here where people clearly have done some fraudulent information. And don't take my word for it. Let's go ahead and speak about the first one. This is a Georgia woman charged for $12,000 of disability check insurance fraud, commissioner says. So these people just think, oh, I filled out some information and I gave everybody this information and they cut me a check. Oh, easy peasy. Nobody's going to find out until they find out. Now, what happens when they find out? Well, either you pay back the money in some cases, or you are definitely going to jail. And sometimes with this brazen attacks, people sit around. So let's read this. Georgia Insurance and Safety Fire Commissioner John F. Kane announced a woman is wanted for insurance fraud after she took $12,000 in overpayments. So right now, it actually feels like insurance fraud is the new PPP because people are taking this money as if the money is owed to them. And the question is, do you think that is owed to the people? Because the money had to come from somewhere, and these insurance companies are pulling out of different places because of that stuff. All right. So according to officials, sellers who is from White in Bartow County is accused of committing insurance fraud connected to a disability check pay scheme. All right. Now, what do you think it is? Right? Do you think that she will be found? And this is actually from yesterday. So, this is the first person that we are speaking about. Right. Between August of 2020 and January of 2021, Miss Sellers was supposed to be working part-time hours at her job while receiving disability checks from the remainder of her pay, King said in a statement. However, she continued to work full-time hours and altered her pay stubs to reflect part-time work. King continued. Miss Sellers received an approximately $12,000 in overpayment as a result of her crimes. The commissioner's office said Sellers is still wanted to answer the charges. So the question is, right? What do you think of this? Do you think that in this day and climate that actually she may be disabled, but she had no choice but to do this, and that's to get the money? All right, so let's go to the next one. Let's play this one. And this is a lady who what she did was, all right, and what she did was, all right, let me see. Is it gonna come? She kept cashing her dead uncle's social security check. And probably what happened in this case was probably um another family member found out, and because she didn't break bread with them, they told. Because sometimes these people don't know until they're tipped off. And I'm quite sure they probably felt like, oh, she didn't break no bread. So let's tattletale, right? So tattletale, go to jail. Don't forget your underwear. All right, Middle Georgia woman charged with concealing uncle's death, collecting Social Security. So the uncle is already deceased, but the Fredia kept cashing the checks, knowing that uncle is dead, but the checks still going on because the insurance company never received the death certificate. But one family member probably set up behind up and say, okay, you want to be fraudulent with your nasty attitude, or I don't know, lady might be the nicest person in the world. I'm not saying she's nasty, but what I'm saying is that's how people look at it. I'm struggling, you get free money, you ain't breaking bread, I'm telling. All right, so investigators learned the Fredia would withdraw Stevens' Social Security funds from his account on the same day it was deposited. All right, so don't take my word for it. Let's see if we can play this. It may be a commercial. It's always a commercial.
If you are type 2 and take metformin, well, check your feet and legs for these two things that I'm going to show you in this video.
All right,
Jones County deputies arrest a Middle Georgia woman accused of concealing the death of her uncle and collecting his Social Security funding. Deputies arrested DeFridia Stevens on Wednesday after a years-long investigation. Deputies found her uncle's body in December of 2021 in the Cheehaw Trail area. Deputies learned the victim, 74-year-old Frederick Stevens of Baldwin County, was supposed to be in his niece's care. Deputies say she lied about where her uncle was and took his money to use for herself. She's charged with concealing a death and abandonment of a body. More charges are being considered.
Oh, she definitely low down. She is low down. She not only concealed his death, but she also turned around and kept taking his money. How would you do that, right? Let's keep going. A Middle Georgia woman is charged with concealing the death of her uncle and collecting his Social Security funding. In December 2021, the Jones County Sheriff's Office located the body of a male in Cheehaw Trail area, area. Investigators say the body appeared to be placed in the area and there was an effort to conceal the death. The Jones County Sheriff's Office used a GBI forensic artist to create a sketch of the man. Tips identified him as 74-old Frederick Stevens, and she probably was named in capacity to the man, right? Of Baldwin County. Investigators also obtained DNA samples from a sister to confirm Stevens' identity. I told you that other family members were involved. I told you. And what she did is completely wrong and out of hand. But they got him. Jones County investigators later learned Stevens was placed in the care of his niece, DeFridia Stevens. I'm telling you, in some capacity, she was probably named after her uncle in some capacity. And look what she did. Hid the body and then turned around and did him wrong like that. According to the Jones County Sheriff's Office, the niece gave conflicting stories about where Stevens was located. She mentioned he was living with other family or placed him in a retirement home. Over the last year, the Jones County Sheriff's Office said it found that DeFridia would withdraw Stevens' Social Security funds from his account on the same day it was deposited each month. So you so bold, you go and give conflicting stories, but still go get this man money. You stealing from the federal government. You going to do fair time. Investigators said she didn't use the funds for her personal use. And investigators say Stevens likely died from natural causes, but his cause of death is undetermined. On Wednesday, deputies arrested DeFridia Stevens on charges of concealing the death, abandonment of a dead body. Investigators are meeting with the district attorney to discuss the case and consider more charges. You are low down. We're going to put you on blast. You low down for this. You low down for this, and this is not the way that you treat family, period. All right, so let's talk about the third person on our list. And this is a metro person to the Metro Atlanta. And this woman, a Metro woman, claims more than $39,000 on dead mother's insurance policy, right? So don't take my word for it. Let's see if we can play the story. Now, these are three different people that have used the power of fraud or theft to defraud insurance claims. So while that's coming in, let's see if this is going to come in. But let me read some stuff. Douglas County officials are searching for a Paulding County woman who are allegedly claimed thousands of dollars in her dead mother's name. You can't be this clever, right? The Office Commissioner of Insurance and Safety Fire states that in 2021, Asherine Wells, 32, submitted 13 claims under her own insurance policy and the policy of her dead mother. Officials said when Wells filed the claims, she submitted multiple documents showing that her mother received care on an impossible range of dates. During the investigations, officials learned that the dates of care listed on the documents came after the date of the suspect's mother had already died. Commissioner John F. Kane said the care facilities have denied seeing Wells on the dates listed for her own personal claims. Wells obtained over $39,000 from false claims, the release states. On July 5th, warrants were taken out against Wells in Douglas County. She is charged with insurance fraud, forgery, and identity theft. Wells is still wanted at the time. Now, they're going to find her, right? They're going to find her. You a bold thief, in my opinion. Bold thief. You can't be so clever just to have your prison time card in your back pocket. You can't do that, right? So doing fraud is not the way that you want to go about and live your life in any capacity, because they're going to find you. They're going to find you. Now, I'm going to stay on top of this case because at the end of the day, I got other videos to make, but I definitely want to cover this. People do stuff, they do theft in the broad daylight as if they're not going to be caught. But clearly, they were caught or they're wanted and they're going to be found. So I'm going to stay on top of these stories, but this is Keeping It Real Goes Wrong. This is Antonio with Team Tiggio. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll be right back with the next video.